Right, so now, if you haven't done so already, download and print off the I Could Write a Book lead sheet here. What I've done is I have analyzed the song, and I just want to go through the basic parts of the analysis. If you have questions on it, this is a good place where in either the community section or in the users forum to kind of ask some questions, and then I can answer some questions there, and other students can answer questions. A nice way to collaborate and learn more about the analysis. So basically it's a 1, 6, 2, 5 in the beginning, then to 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, and then you see the, actually let me play, so 1, my pedal, so if they ask me, it's 6, 2, 5, 1, then 5, 1, 5, 1, sharp 1 diminished, do, da, 2 minor, and then the 5, 7, do, da, 1 over the 3, okay, over the 3rd, or you could just say do da da, and then here I put this as flat 3 diminished. Reason being, it says A flat 7, and by the way, these chords I took right out of an old real book that I had, exactly the way that they were written. So these are not the way I would write the chords, but I wanted you to see real chords that are out there in the field. Now the reason I called this flat 3 diminished is if you look at this, sometimes you're gonna boil these chords down. A flat 7 over E flat. I would call it flat 3 diminished because it kind of makes sense. There's the 1 chord with the 3rd in the bass, and then flat 3 diminished. Remember we said flat 3 diminished goes to 2, right? Nicely. But then also if you look at the notes, the only note that's not part of that diminished chord is that A flat. But remember, diminished chords, available tensions on diminished chords are a whole step up from each note in the diminished chord. So there's the diminished chord. The available tensions are F, A flat, B natural, or D. So what's happening here? Just playing in an available tension with the A flat 7. Okay? So I say flat 3 diminished. So da, da, 1, flat 3 diminished, 2, 5. And now here, you notice I say G. And I actually, you know what, I'm going to move the G here. I have it written in right over here. But it really, I think that's where you really hear the sound of G major 7, okay? And that's where you put that G with the colon and the box or the circle, is wherever your ear really hears the change. On A minor 7, you could call that 6 still, and then a D7, Okay, the D7 could be 5, 7 of 5, but really, now it goes to 1. And then, here I put 5, 7 of 3, but actually I'm going to change it to 5, 7 of 6 actually. And then E minor, 6, and then A minor, 2, 5, but now it goes to D minor, G7, okay, it's moving back into the key of C. Now this section right here, the A minor to the D7, the D minor 7 to the G7, we call this an interpolated 2-5, right? Basically what happens, you have 2, 5, and the 5 now becomes 2, 5, okay? And you can see that it leads nicely from the key of the 5, right? So G, moving back to the key of the 1, C, right? And then finally in measure 17, you see this, right? This we call a line cliche. And a line cliche is basically these descending or ascending lines. Another one is A minor sharp 5, A minor 6, the James Bond theme. My Funny Valentine. My Funny Valentine is another line cliche. So there you have this line cliche, and it's just a line descending or ascending that's very common, and it's, well, cliche, overused. Okay, and then 2, 5 of the 4 chord, and then this is kind of cool here, 4 minor, then flat 7, 7. Kind of makes you want to go to E flat, but really that flat 7, 7, as I've said in many other lessons, flat 7, 7 resolves nicely back up to 1 major, and then 5, 7 of 2, 2, 5, 1, and then 2, 5. Now this song is a lot easier to move into other keys because it remains pretty diatonic. It doesn't do anything too crazy. You have that 1 6 2 5 1 5 1 5 1 sharp 1 2 5. So what I would suggest is just try getting the first 8 measures of this song into a new key. If the other ones were too confusing for you to try and move into a new key, this should be a little bit easier for you to be able to move into a new key. Let's try doing the key of F. So it'd be 1 to 6 to 2 to 5 to 1 to 5 1 5 1 sharp 1 diminish 2 5. Now in the next chapter I'm going to talk about how to transpose the melody, so I'll show you that in the key of F as well. All right, so I'll see you in a minute.